Hey, this is Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to talk about the actual cost for $15,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 52-year-old female. Now, first thing you need to understand is you can go directly to our website, and we've got these free quotes on just about every page. You just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way, and you select the coverage amount and fill out the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now, and it'll take you to a page. It's going to show you all the best insurance companies with all the best pricing, and you can actually price shop those silly ads you see all over TV and magazines advertising super low rates that are always too good to be true, and you should never trust those. So take a look at our quoter. That will make you a smart and wise and well-educated shopper. You can also call us at our toll-free 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you out with that as well. Now, the first thing you need to understand as a 52-year-old female looking at $15,000 is that going to be enough for your final expense needs? So that would typically be between cremation and burial. So the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. If you're going to have some sort of ceremony or a celebration of life ceremony, remembrance of life, get together, something like that, that's probably going to be $3,500 to $4,500, including the cremation. So yeah, definitely $15,000 worth is going to cover that, but you don't need to. If you're on a tight budget, you don't need that much. Most of the people who we would help would probably get $5,000 to $7,000 if they're just going to have that cremation cardboard box urn type thing, and that provides a little bit more insurance right now. If they passed away, there'd be some extra money for some other final expenses, maybe medical bills or something like that. And if they live longer, we've got enough extra insurance there to hedge against inflation going forward in the future. And if you're going to have the ceremony and the cremation, probably $7,000 to $10,000. But if you can afford $15,000, that's totally going to make sure that it's not a worry for you in the future. But by the same token, most of the people we help are on a fixed or limited income, so we typically recommend they don't overinsure. And just keep in mind, we can always help you add more coverage later down the line. So don't feel that you've got to go crazy and get a whole bunch of insurance. It's going to make it unaffordable for you. Now, if you're getting buried, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. So, if you walk into a funeral home with the $10,000 check, chances are they're going to take that pretty much everywhere in the U.S. because why would they say no and let that check walk out the door to one of their competitors down the road, right? 2 blocks down type thing. So just understand, though, for $10,000, it's not going to be anything fancy. It'll get the job done, but, get the job done today. But at your age 52, what happens when you're 62 and 72? It's not going to be enough insurance due to inflation in the future. So probably we typically recommend somewhere between maybe $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, somewhere in there. So, for the $15,000 we're talking in the video, that's pretty good. But again, if you're on a budget, just get $10,000 and, we can always help you add more coverage later because that'll take care of your most immediate need as long as it's first day coverage. And we always recommend first day coverage, and that's all we help people with at Funeral Funds of America's first day coverage or benefits. And what that means is that if your policy were approved today, and you passed away tomorrow, the insurance company would pay, even though you'd only made one payment, you'd only lived one day. So that's what you want. You want to avoid those 2-year waiting period plans that don't pay anything in the next 2 years. You want to stay away from those. We'll talk about those in a moment here. But a lot of people would say, yeah, I like the first day coverage, but I know those applications ask health questions, and I'm not in the best of health. To which we would say, hey, your health is our problem, not your problem. We work with enough different insurance companies that they all ask different health questions. They all have different underwriting. And 90 to 95% of the time, we're getting first day coverage for folks. Now, the only reason we wouldn't would be if you had some sort of really significant health issues going on, like maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or maybe you have dementia, or you're on dialysis, or you're in a hospital or in a nursing home. So if that were the case with any of those, we would typically just refer you off to a different insurance company. Seems like every week we get a call too from somebody that will say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week. They didn't have insurance. We don't have any money. And the body's down at the funeral home. The funeral director won't do anything without a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance real quick to get a check in our hand, get a check in to the funeral owner's hand. And to then, really the point, at that point, we've got to say, hey, I'm so sorry there's nothing available to you, because there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer an insurance policy on somebody who's already dead. You have to be alive to qualify for these plans. And it's really terrible that, somebody they loved and care about just didn't love and care about them enough to get this insurance beforehand. And now they're forcing them to struggle financially to pay for this, and certainly emotionally, just the turmoil they must be going through. And not only losing a loved one, but also knowing that the loved one didn't care enough to really take care of this in advance. And now you're kind of in a financial pickle. I'm saying that nicely. So don't be that person. Don't be that person. This insurance is affordable. You can qualify for it. And it's nobody else's responsibility to put you in the ground or get you cremated or anything. So take care of this. Now, as far as the 2-year waiting period plans, Colonial Penn is one of the, I guess, more well-known companies. I think probably just because they advertise all the time on TV. Seems like there's a TV commercial every 7 minutes, right? Yikes, hoochie mama. So, 2-year waiting period on their $9.95 plan. And, they're not the only ones out there. There's a fair number of companies with 2-year waiting periods, like Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line. You've got Gerber, AIG, and there's a whole bunch of other companies out there too that the only coverage they offer is a 2-year waiting period plan. And some of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that the only thing they qualify for is a 2-year waiting period plan if they're over age 52, to which we go, don't be a bunch of suckers. Nothing could be further from the truth. We actually help people with first day coverage every single day that we're open. So now, a lot of 52-year-old females would think, you know what? I'm 52. For $9.95, I'm going to get so much insurance, probably $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000. And then they talk with the Colonial Penn agent, or they get on their website, like we've done here, and a 52-year-old female for $9.95, one unit's only $1,890. Oh, I mean, that might be enough to pay for a cremation right now as of today, but Colonial Penn, you got a 2-year waiting period policy, and it's not going to pay out for another 2 years if you die of a health or medical reason. Oh my gosh. So, and that doesn't even take into account that 2 years from now, it's not going to be worth $1,890 due to inflation. It won't buy as much. So, why would you get into a policy that's just not going to do what you want it to do, though? Let's take a look, though. Let's see. We got to kind of guess here, because they've got this per unit pricing, and, one unit is, you always end up with these wackadoodle numbers, 1890. So for a 52-year-old female, can't even get $15,000 on the nose, which a lot of people find that annoying. So let's see, is that 7 units or 8? Oh, no, it's 7 units. Gosh darn it. Now we got to go to 8. Is that close to 15? Oh, there we go. $15,120, because, lordy, you could not have that extra $120 is really important on their unit pricing versus another company. But let's take a look here. $79.60, right around $80 for right around $15,000. Let's go price shopping some first day coverage. I know we're going to save you some money. $15,000 female, age 52. We're going to click the get quote button. And again, we're going to come back here, roughly $15,000 for 80. And look at this. I'm going to show you this. $15,000. I want you to see that I'm speaking the truth here. $35 for $15,000 versus $80. Oh, golly, that's bad. For $15,000 roughly. So the Colonial Penn is well over 200% more expensive for the same coverage, and they will allow you the privilege of overpaying that premium for the rest of your life. Yikers. And also, you've got the 2-year waiting period, which kind of is El Stinko. So this is 35. So Colonial Penn's roughly $45 more a month. That is right around $540 more a year. And if you live 10 years, that's going to be right around $5,400 more on a $15,000 policy. So like a third of the policy value is going into spending more than you actually should in premium. And you know what? We don't recommend you do that. We recommend you keep that money in your own pocket, spend it on your family or loved ones or yourself while you're alive. You'll have those memories, your family have those memories. And, you know, we work with these companies, and we can help you get good pricing. Let's take a look at a couple of the companies here, because we know that's 35 versus, and you'll be able to see all these different companies on our quoter. Here's one like 51. So 35, that's roughly $15 a month. That's roughly $180 a year more. After 10 years, that'd be $1,800. Why would you overpay almost $2,000? Just in just 2 years, just in 10 years, I should say. Yikers. Let's look at, oh, here's another one, Lincoln Heritage. They're a fine company, I guess. I mean, look at that pricing. Yikes. Level coverage, first day coverage, that's good. But yeah, look at the pricing, 53, 58. Now they've got a deal where when you pass away, they will call 2 or 3 funeral homes and then maybe do a couple other things, but you know, it's not free. You pay more in premiums for that. So 53, almost say 54, rounding numbers, 54 to 35. So roughly $20 a month more, $240 more a year, $2,400 roughly after 10 years. So think about that. Is it worth paying an insurance company right around $2,400 after 10 years to make 2 or 3 phone calls and maybe do a couple of other things that only take an hour or so? So a lot of people would say, hey, whew, that's a pretty good paycheck for the insurance company. And we would rather you get that paycheck than an insurance company get that paycheck. So what we do is we provide a free funeral and estate planning guide. You can just download and print that off our website. And you just say who gets what and what goes where and what you want to happen after you're gone. And everything's laid out. Once that thing's filled out, you just keep it right with your insurance policy. When you pass away, your family and loved ones will go right there. They're going to be protected financially because of the insurance policy, and they're going to be protected emotionally because you told them everything that you wanted done after you were gone. And what an ultimate gift of love to your family, knowing that you took care of all of this and you were actually thinking about them in life and thinking forward to your death, and you just wanted them protected in every way possible. And what a great ultimate gift of love. Be that person. That's a good person to be. So you can go to our website. We've got these quoters here. We've got one for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. Get the best discounts and pricing. Call us our toll-free number. Talk with one of our agents. And if you've got an existing policy and you just want to price shop it to see if you got the best deal, or you want to see about adding coverage to do that, we can help you out with that. If you're looking for a brand new policy, we can help you out with that. If you just have questions or want to understand how these things work, we can help you out with that. We look forward to that day we get to help you and meet you. And until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care. Y'all have a nice day. Bye-bye.